Okay, the name of the topic is the water distribution system. Okay, so in the image you can see, or in the picture you can see, that is a source of water. That is whatever the source, either it may be surface source or groundwater source. So water is pumped from the source. Okay, it may be river, it may be lake, it may be reservoir. Okay, and then this water is treated at the water treatment plant, and after the treatment of water, that water is supplied to the community, or either you can say the supply of city or individual houses or industrial units or public places by using the water distribution system. Okay, so the water distribution system, it start from the end of the water treatment plant. Okay, so after the treatment of water, the water is supplied through the water distribution system to the industries, to the public places, and to the residential areas. Okay, so from that image you can identify what are the source and how they pump the water into the treatment plant, and from the treatment plant they supply through the distribution system. Okay, so the beginning of water distribution system is the end of water treatment plant. So after the purification of water, it is supplied through the pipeline to the individual houses, to the industrial unit, and to the public places with a given pressure and as per the requirement quantities. Okay, so this distribution system has a number of components like balancing reservoir, pipes of various sizes, then control valves, then pump meters, then hydrants. Okay. So on the basis of topography of the region and grid network, the water distribution system is prepared. Okay. So while preparing such a plan, all the details about the location of pumps and pumping station, then balancing reservoir, then position of valves, then street mains, then the hydrant must be marked, and to have the correct execution of the plan. Okay, so what are the basic requirement of the distribution system? Okay, so this water distribution system, so somehow the basic requirement that are the first, the quality of water must be maintained. Okay, so this distribution system should maintain the quality of water always. So the quality of water must be maintained. Second, each consumer must get the required quantity of water with the desired pressure. Next, the distribution system must be economical. Next, the maintenance cost should be less. Next, the adequate water must be made available to put out an emergency fire. Next, the repairing or replacing work of the distribution system should not cause obstruction to the road traffic. Next, the pipe carrying the drinking water must be laid at least 1 meter away or above the sewer line, and the leakage at the joint must be minimum. So these are some basic requirement of the distribution system. Okay, so for the regular and pressurized water supply for the community and industrial areas. Okay, so this water distribution system having some objective. So what are the some objective of water distribution system? Okay, so first thing is this water distribution system must convey the water to the point of need from the treatment plant. Okay, that means this water distribution system should be able to supply the water with high pressure or with a good pressure at the end where the water is needed. Okay, next it must maintain the quality of water from to the plant to the actual users. Next, it must ensure the supply of water with sufficient pressure and quantity at all the places during all the time. Then this distribution system must have the arrangement to provide water to meet the emergency like fire, and it must be reliable service. Okay, so these are the some of the important objective of good water distribution system. Okay, so as the water distribution system covers about 40 to 70% of the total cost of the water supply scheme, that's why the planning is very important in case of water distribution system. Okay, so again, one of the important thing is that pressure should be always maintained in the water distribution system. Okay, and the pressure required at a particular point in a distribution system depends upon the various factors. So what are the factors which consider to maintain the pressure? The first thing is the height of the tallest building in that area. Next, the distance of the service connection from the service reservoir. Then the pressure required to be maintained near the fire hydrant, then the provision of meters, then availability of fund. Okay, so these all points should be considered during the maintain a pressure into the water distribution system. Okay, so some pressure requirement for the residential area. Okay, so if you consider up to 3 story, it should be maintained 2 kg per centimeter square of the pressure. If the building having 3 to 6 story, it should be 2 to 4 kg per centimeter square pressure. If it is 6 to 10 story, it should be maintained 4 to 5.5 kg per centimeter, and if it is more than 10 story, then it is should be maintained 5.5 to 7 kg per centimeter square. Okay, and for the firefighting, it should be required pressure up to 5 kg per centimeter square. Okay, so this water distribution system having the different types. First thing, you can say the gravitational system, then you can say the direct system, and the third one is combined system. Okay, that means gravitational system, direct pumping, and combined system. Okay, so gravitational system, it is what the water from the treatment plant is supplied by the gravitation into the distribution system, or the water from the treatment plant to the distribution center by the gravity. So by taking the advantages of the sloping terrain. Okay, and it is reliable and low cost system. Okay, so gravitational system is totally based on the gravity, and water is supply through the distribution system by the gravity by taking the advantage of the sloping terrain. Okay, and the direct pumping, in that we can pump the water into the distribution system, and from that we can supply that water. And the gravity and pumping both combined, you can say the combined system. Okay, so sometimes we required to maintain the pressure, so in that case we required pressure or pump, and if it is in case of gravity system, then you can supply by the gravitational system. So combination of both, that is gravity system and pumping system, both you can say the combined system. So this combined water supply scheme having some of the advantage. Okay, so the required pressure can be maintained during the water supply. Okay, and the quality of water also improves due to the period of detention in the elevated reservoir. Okay, so these are the three types of system which are used, that is combined system, gravity system, and pumping system. Okay, so next one is appurtenances. Okay, so different appurtenances which are used in water distribution system. Okay, so for good functioning of the water distribution system, some devices are used, and the devices are called as appurtenances. Okay, so what are the purpose of these appurtenances? So first thing is to control the flow of the water, to make the emergency water supply against fire, to detect the leakage and to reduce the wastage of water, and to take out or put in air in a pipe for the correcting the water pressure. Okay, so these are the different purposes of appurtenances which are used in water distribution system. Okay, also the different types of appurtenances. What are the different types of appurtenances which use in water distribution system? So you can say the valve, that is air valve, check valve, sluice valve, then fire hydrant, then water meters, then service pipe connection, then house fitting, like a T, cross, plug, socket, elbow, and water taps and cocks. Okay, so these are the number of appurtenances which are used in water distribution system. Okay, so now what are the different methods of water distribution system? So according to the area, different types of methods are used for this distribution of water. Like you can say the dead end or tree system, it is one of the method. Next, grid iron system, then circular ring system, and the last one is the radial system. Okay, so these are the different systems which are used, or different methods which are used for the water distribution. Okay, so here you can see the purpose of distribution system is to deliver water to consumer with appropriate quality, quantity, and pressure. So distribution system is used to describe the collectively the facilities used to supply water from source to the point of uses. Okay, next, the requirement of good distribution system. So water quality should not get deteriorate in the distribution pipe. It should be capable of supplying water at all the intended places with sufficient pressure. It should be capable of supplying the amount of water during the fighting, and the layout should be such that no consumer will be without water supply during the repair of any section of the system. All the distribution pipes should be preferably laid 1 meter away or above the sewer line, and it should be fairly watertight as to keep losses due to leakage. Okay, minimum leakage should be. Okay, then layout of distribution network. So distribution pipes are generally laid below the road pavements, and as such their layouts generally follow the layouts of road. There are general four different types of pipe networks, and any one of which, either single or in combination, can be used for a particular place. So what are the classification of networks? So these are the different methods which are used for the water distribution system, that is the dead end system, then the radial system, then grid iron system, and the ring system. Okay. So the dead end system, if we consider this system, dead end system is also called as tree system. Okay. So this system is generally used for unplanned old towns and cities where there is no given pattern of road. Okay. So that is, it is suitable for old towns and cities having no different patterns of road. So you can see the image, that is dead end system. So water is supplied from one point and it is end at the other point. Okay. So this system, dead end system, which is used for unplanned old town cities and where is no given pattern of road. Okay. So what are the advantages of this dead end system? So advantages, you can see, that is the cost of construction is low, and as the number of walls are less, the determination of pressure and discharge is very easy. So relatively cheap method, and determination of discharge and pressure is easier due to less number of walls. Then what are the disadvantages of this system? Due to many dead end, the stagnation of water occurs in the pipe. Okay, so that is the one of the disadvantage of dead end system. The next system is the radial system. Okay, so radial system, it is the system. In this system, the total area is divided into different zones, and the water is pumped into the distribution reservoir, which is kept at the center of each zone. And the supply pipe from the reservoir are laid radially, which end at the periphery of each zone. Okay, so the area is divided into different zones. The water is pumped into distribution reservoir kept in the middle each zone, and the supply pipes are laid rapidly ending towards the periphery. Okay, so you can see this is what the black color, that is distribution reservoir, and center line, that is the mains which supply the water from that distribution reservoir. Okay, so what are the advantages of that radial system? So some of the advantages of radial system, that is, it makes a fixed supply of water to each house in all zones, and the calculation of the size of the pipe is easy, and the development of zone help to have enough and regular water supply to each zone. So these are the different advantages of the radial system of water distribution. The next method, that is the grid iron system. Okay, so this grid iron system, it is a method which is useful for a settlement which has a rectangular layout. In this system, the water mains and the branches are laid in the same rectangular manner, and this is an improved system of distribution as there are no dead ends, and so no chance of stagnation of water, and all the ends are connected to the mains. Okay, so you can see these all mains are connected to the. Okay. So you can see the central line, that is main pipe, then B, that is indicate the branches, and the sub mains. Okay, so that's all sub mains which connected the mains, and mains are connected with the branches are connected with the main pipe. Okay, so this is what improve. It is this is an improved system of distribution. So as there is no dead end. Okay, so what are the advantages of this grid iron system? So the advantages of grid iron system, as there is no dead end, the water is kept in good circulation. Okay. Next, in future, if any kind of breakdown in the supply of water, the water can be made available from some other directions. So what are the disadvantages of grid iron system? It is difficult to calculate the exact size of the pipe as there is the provision of valves on all the branches. So this is one of the disadvantage of the grid iron system. And the last one is ring system. Okay, so this ring system is also called as circular system. So this circular system, this system also useful for a settlement which is a plan. Okay, that means whatever that area which is plan. So this system is useful for the settlement, and in this supply of main is laid all along the periphery road and sub mains branches out from the mains. This system is like the grid iron system, and where the flow pattern is same with no dead ends. Okay, so from that you can see it's almost this ring system is similar to the grid iron system. Okay, So submains and mains. So what are the advantages of this circular system or ring system? Determination of size of the pipe is easy, and the water can be supplied to any point at least from two direction. So that is the advantage of this circular system and ring system. So this all about the different pipes, different methods which are used for the water distribution. Okay. So next, methods of water distribution and what are the different distribution system. Okay. So for efficient distribution system, adequate water pressure required at various points, and depending upon the level of the source, topography of the area, other local conditions, the water may be forced into distribution system by following ways: by the gravitation system, by the pumping system, and the combined system. That is combined system. It is a combination of gravity system and pumping system. Okay, so this is, you can say, the gravity system. Suitable when source of supply is at sufficient height. Most reliable and economical distribution system. The water heat available at the consumer is just minimum required, and the remaining heat is consumed in the frictional and other losses. So you can see. Okay, and pumping system. Treated water is directly into the distribution main out story, and also called as pumping without storage system. High lift pumps are required. If power supply fails, complete stoppage of water supply. The method is not generally used. Next, combined gravity and pumping system. Most common system. Treated water is pumped and stored in an elevated distribution reservoir, then supplied to consumer by action of gravity. Then the excess water during low demand period gets stored in the reservoir and gets supplied during high demand period. It is economical method, efficient method, and reliable system. So this is what the combined gravity and pumping system. You can see the source of raw water pumping, then distribution system. Okay, so this is what the distribution reservoir, function of distribution reservoir to absorb the hourly variation in demand, to maintain constant pressure in the distribution main. Water stored can be supplied during emergencies. Location and height of the distribution reservoir should be located as close as possible to the center of demand. Water level in the reservoir must be sufficient elevation to permit gravity flow at an adequate pressure. What are the types of reservoir? So depending upon the elevation with respect to ground, surface reservoir and elevated reservoir. So on the left you can see that is surface reservoir, and on the right side you can see the elevated reservoir tank. Okay. So surface reservoir, this also called as ground reservoir, mostly circular or rectangular tanks. Underground reservoir are preferred especially when the size is large. These reservoirs are constructed high natural grounds and are usually made of stone, brick, plain or RCC cement concrete or reinforced cement concrete. The sidewall are designed to take up the pressure of the water and when the reservoir is full and the earth pressure. Okay, so elevated reservoir, it is also referred to as overhead tank, are required at distribution areas which are not governed and controlled by the gravity system of distribution. These are rectangular, circular and elliptical in shape, and if the topography of the town not suitable for under gravity, the elevated tank or reservoir are used. They are constructed where the combined gravity and pumping system of water distribution is adopted. So this tank may be steel or RCC. So these are the RCC tank, GI tank and HDPE tank. Okay, so RCC tank,